Hello there, Simon Engel from Tora Kukri. Just like to show you this lovely 1920s Darradon kukri. This style of kukri was post the Kurman kukri that used to be made for officers, and we've seen evidence of them being used by officers in World War II. But this particular type is a Kotimura version. It's beautifully made. Nice double fuller on it. Handles wonderfully. Has a 33cm long blade and weighs 580 grams. It's just a super kukri. Really nice. Now we know actually as well that this handle type was carried by both British soldiers in the Chindits, for example. In fact, there's one I've come across of a Chindit that carried a single fullered version of this. Really nice kukri as well. People like Major General Mike Cannon, who was a major in World War II, when he was in Burma, he was issued a wooden handled version of this. I'll show a couple in a minute or two. Just a lovely kukri though. I mean, yeah, great, love it. Now the scabbard is exactly like the one that the second Gurkhas used to have on their kukri when they gave them to somebody that was retiring or whatever. Lovely velvet, but as you can see, the sun has affected it badly. So where the chape was, it was a bright green velvet originally, beautifully made. It must be said, a lovely work on the back there, and obviously it came with the chapmak and the card, but these are a bit dilapidated, as is the scabbard. But it's just a beautiful scabbard, really nice, and what a kukri to be given if you were a friend of the Gurkhas in that period. Now the Kurman ones I've shown you before, but had this sort of handle and this sort of blade here. So similar in concept, but very different kukri. I mean, this one here weighs 665 grams, so considerably heavier, but still very handy to use, and a nice balance to it as well for the weight, I must say. Now, talking about those sort of handles, there's one from World War II, and this is very similar actually to the one that Major General Mike Cannon was issued when he was in Burma. This is another one here. Now there's a picture of a 3rd Gurkha rifles with one with a very similar handle to it. Obviously, it being a black and white picture, we don't know whether it was a dark wood or whether it was horn, like this one here. And there's also a video of the Chindits in Burma, obviously, of a Gurkha Chindit drawing one of these out with a single fuller. They're nice, adequate kukri. They're not, I would say, the very best kukri, these particular ones. So there's another one for you. I mean, compared to this and the one that that I came across that the Chindit had was single fuller, these are in a different league altogether to the general issue ones that were there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care of yourselves and enjoy your life. Thank you for watching. I'm not sure if I made it clear that these ones were especially used up to and including World War II, and I think actually part of the reason why they stopped being made in Kurman was the Rawlinson reforms of 1920, and hence they went from this particular kind of kukri to this kukri made in Darradon. Both really nice kukri, by the way. Love them both. Thank you for watching. Just talking a bit earlier on about these banded kukri handles. Now, because it's that type of handle doesn't mean it was actually World War II, but it doesn't mean it wasn't either. Now, this particular one is chromed, but it seems to be made of good metal. So it's one of those things you have to make a judgment call on yourself, to be perfectly honest. Was it or wasn't it? It could be either, because British officers like Lieutenant Colonel J.P. Cross had all of his kukri chromed, and my Uncle Bill had his 1960 British Service issue chromed to stop them from rusting. Whether it was or wasn't, who knows? I mean, I haven't tested the edge, but it feels almost identical in terms of balance and that of Major General Mike Cannon's Kukri, which he was issued when he was a major in the Gurkhas. But I won't know until I tested it. It does seem to have been used, but beyond that, I can't say for definite one way or the other, to be honest with you. It weighs 536 grams, which is almost identical actually to Major General Mike Cannon's Kukri from World War II. So who knows? Was it? Wasn't it? On this sort of thing, it's definitely a judgment call on yourselves as to whether it was or it wasn't. It doesn't bother me that it's chromed, but maybe I'll go and test it on a coconut or something like that and see what you think from that particular test. Anyway, once again, thank you for watching.